The classic fight between good and evil, a relationship between the super empath and the narcissist, is a connection like no other. With the super empath's ability to see right through the human ego, the narcissist ultimately doesn't stand a chance. But what makes this powerful empath one of the only types to be able to truly destroy a narcissist? Welcome, or welcome back, Psycho. Before we get into it, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so that you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. Super empaths can easily detect passive aggression. One of the manipulative tactics that narcissists are known to resort to in order to rope in their victims and keep them emotionally vulnerable, their passive-aggressive nature is usually their go-to. Covert narcissists know exactly how to push people's buttons. They go just far enough to make it seem like any discrepancies along the way are at the fault of their victims. However, when it comes to roping in a super empath, this passive-aggressive tactic won't work for long. Of course, a narcissist may be able to use an empath's extreme kindness to their advantage at the beginning, but eventually a super empath's good judgment recognizes their passive aggression for what it is. Once this happens, the natural empathetic tendencies of the super empath come to a halt. All of a sudden, the super empath turns into the narcissist's narcissist, using truth as a basis for their main arguments. This breaking point can send the super empath to the point of spewing well-thought-out comebacks and truth bombs when faced with the narcissist's passive-aggressive behavior, ultimately leading them to break down and realize a thing or two. Number 2. Super empaths are always 2 steps ahead. When in a relationship with one of their victims, all narcissists tend to believe that they are the more intelligent and dominant partner. They believe they have the upper hand because they usually don't expect their partners to clue in to how abusive they really are. However, when in a relationship with a super empath, this narcissistic belief couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, an experienced super empath can intuitively sense and expect the narcissist's next steps before they have the time to really think it over. So while narcissists go about their relationships thinking they're being sneaky and efficiently manipulative, the super empath is able to intuitively predict their next manipulative move and then take the appropriate actions to stop the narcissistic control in its tracks. Interestingly, the super empath has a way of taking these necessary steps under the radar, without the narcissist realizing their control didn't go as planned because of the empath's interference. Number 3. Super empaths understand the narcissist more than they understand themselves. There's nothing easy or attractive about a relationship with a person who holds narcissistic tendencies. Greed, sabotage, and self-centeredness become the focal point of the connection, resulting in a complete inequality of give and take. Because of this, in most people's eyes, it's difficult to see past the unfortunate aspect of the narcissistic personality. Yet, it's different for empathetic types. The super empath in particular is able to see all the pain, sadness, and insecurity that the narcissist holds deep down. And while this can create a unique type of sympathy that ends up attracting narcissists and sociopaths, the super empath can surely use this deeper understanding to their advantage. It allows them to go into a potentially narcissistic connection, understanding the underlying motives, in order for the empathetic nature to know what to focus on. For example, instead of feeding into their desire for money, compliments, and favors, the super empath can try to expose the narcissist's deep feeling like a lack of love and lack of self-confidence. Number 4. Super empaths use narcissists as a lesson. While it may seem like a grueling process when in the middle of a narcissistic connection, for the super empath, they walk away from narcissists with strengthened power, knowledge, and understanding. Although this doesn't necessarily mean they are destroying the narcissist directly, it still gives the narcissist the impression that they may not be as powerful as they once thought. Narcissists want to know they have all the power over their victims, and they usually maintain this power by keeping their prey in an emotionally vulnerable state. So because the narcissist wants to know they are needed, they take serious measures to ensure their victims feel absolutely incapable without them. Unfortunately for them, this manipulation doesn't work for the super empath for long. Eventually, the super empath will see the relationship for what it is and then use that knowledge to up their boundary-setting skills. Super empaths know their strengths and won't let narcissists convince them otherwise. Number 5. Super empaths can encourage narcissists to take a better look at themselves. We all know narcissists are only as powerful as they see themselves to be in their own perception. So, the key to truly destroying a narcissist is to bring their awareness to their ulterior motives. With this deep understanding that super empaths hold, they are able to properly communicate with the narcissist to find out what's really fueling their narcissistic tendencies. Now, this is not an easy job, of course. In fact, some say narcissists never truly rid their toxic behaviors. By talking about past traumas such as lack of attention as a child or passive abusive relationships, the super empath is able to use their kindness to break down the ego of the narcissist. These hefty realizations can actually cause a narcissist to better understand their unconscious selves, bringing their deeply emotional issues to their attention. When this super empathetic tactic works, the new awareness that the narcissist holds can lead them to hit rock bottom, allowing them to relearn what love is really all about. Number 6. Super empaths are extremely unsuspecting. Kind and reserved, most empaths can easily come off as insecure or shy people, making them seem like an effortless narcissist target. Luckily, this seemingly naive innocence is short-lived for the powerful empath when faced with toxic energy-draining people. Super empaths can act as a harsh wake-up call for the narcissists who thought they scored easy prey. In fact, although most empaths have the ability to absorb a lot of negativity before finally cracking, the super empath tends to be quite frank and upfront about inconsistencies, lies, and deceit right from the start because they don't have the tolerances to put up with them. They will begin using the narcissist tactics on them, mirroring the games they play in order for them to get a taste of their own medicine. It's not to say that this powerful empath won't feel guilt throughout the process, but they know in the end that it's for their own higher goods, and even that of the narcissist as well. Number 7. Super empaths won't accept unnecessary blame. Super empaths have no troubles owning up to their faults, that is, if they are rightfully accused. Unnecessary blame and finger-pointing doesn't cut it for this self-actualizing empath, because they'll be the first ones to know where they've gone wrong. Narcissists, on the other hand, can't fathom the idea of apologizing or holding accountability for their actions because, in their eyes, there's always someone else around who can be blamed. So when the narcissist attempts to project that blame by pointing the finger at the super empath, you can be sure they're in for a lesson of a lifetime. Empaths have the gift of being able to see things from multiple perspectives, so they can clearly see where and how things went wrong in most situations. In these circumstances, the super empath won't hesitate to go on a tangent of naming one truth after another until the narcissist backs down and comes to the realization that there is nobody to blame but themselves. Number 8. Super empaths set a good example for narcissists. When dealing with a narcissist, you can expect a plethora of promises and false love. They can surely talk a good talk, which makes them so intriguing and convincing to their victims. However, this all stems from the false self that they create to mask their deep insecurities. When a narcissist sees how truly free-spirited and self-content a super empath is, it can provide a refreshing perspective that they are not used to experiencing. This act alone can break down the ego of the narcissist as they see the differences between their fabricated happiness and the super empath's genuine happiness. Although sometimes it can take a good amount of time of mirroring narcissistic behavior in order for them to really realize the way they act and then make the moves to change it. Sometimes all it takes is a good role model to truly destroy the narcissist and their toxic tendencies. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. So, have you ever taken a narcissist down using super empathetic abilities? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.